Hey there, welcome back to Spy Drill. Today, we're diving into an important privacy question. Can Google Voice be traced back to you? If you've ever used Google Voice for calls, texts, or even just as a second number, you might have wondered, how much information does it give away? Is your identity at risk of being uncovered? Let's explore that today. Google Voice is a popular service for managing calls and messages. It allows you to create a unique number for texting or calling without using your personal number, which many people use for privacy or business purposes. But does this service really protect your identity? Can it be traced back to you? Well, the short answer is yes, it can be traced back to you in certain situations. Let's break down how that works. First off, Google Voice is tied to your Google account. When you set up Google Voice, it's linked directly to your personal Google profile. That means if someone has access to your Google account or can get into your account information, they could easily find out who owns the Google Voice number. Your name, email, and other personal data could be exposed. Even if you're careful about using your Google Voice number for privacy reasons, your Google account is still a significant link back to your identity. Another key piece of the puzzle is the data Google keeps about your calls and messages. Google Voice logs every call, text, and voicemail you make. This data can include things like the phone number you called, the time of the call, and even the IP address you used when making the call. So, if authorities ever needed to investigate your activity, they could potentially access this data, especially if there's a legal reason to do so. Even though Google Voice doesn't automatically share your personal info, law enforcement can request your data and use it to trace your activity. Next up, let's talk about phone number verification. When you sign up for Google Voice, Google requires you to verify your identity with an existing phone number, either your personal number or another one you own. If you used your personal phone number for verification, well, that's a direct link to you. Even though the Google Voice number might seem like a separate entity, it's connected to your real identity through that verification process. Now, even if you're not giving out your personal information directly, Google Voice still tracks the IP address of your device when you use the service over the internet. That's how Google knows where you're accessing the service from. While your IP address doesn't directly tell Google who you are, it can give a rough idea of your physical location. And, like with call logs, this information could be shared with authorities under certain conditions. In cases where there's a legal need, Google may be required to provide user data to law enforcement. This could include things like call logs, the IP address from which the service was used, or even your Google account details potentially leading back to your identity. So while Google Voice doesn't automatically share your personal details, it's still possible for it to be traced back to you if law enforcement has a valid legal reason to do so. So, if you're concerned about your privacy, there are some steps you can take to help protect your identity when using Google Voice. Consider using a separate Google account specifically for Google Voice. Use a VPN to mask your IP address and make it harder for anyone to pinpoint your location. Avoid linking your primary phone number when setting up your Google Voice account. By taking these steps, you can help enhance your privacy and make it harder to trace your Google Voice number back to you. At the end of the day, Google Voice offers a layer of privacy compared to using your personal number, but it's not completely anonymous. Your identity can be traced back to you if someone knows where to look. Hope this video helped clear up some of the questions about Google Voice and privacy. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more tech tips and privacy advice. And, as always, feel free to drop your thoughts or questions in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and stay safe out there.